You know, whenever you say the word spirit guide, hey, just read my book.
I
Um,
just read my book.
I instantly, here we go. I instantly go to the experience you had on the track.
Right, right. Yep.
Yeah.
Walbrook Track, which was it was a, a big area for women being raped. It was very big. The whole area, the whole entire area was drug infested. And I think that was a big reason too, because a lot of women were streetwalkers. They had become drug addicts, and then from there they became streetwalkers, and they ended up being streetwalkers in their own. A lot of them were raped, and that's where a lot of them were drugged, right in that area, that track, because it was a dead zone. Once you got to the end of the track, you were right in the woods. It was a dead zone, and no one can see you. But for some reason, I felt like back in those days, like I was real manic, like I said, and I
Mhm.
felt um, I was very narcissistic, and I felt like nothing could happen to me, nothing, and even if it did, I wasn't afraid of it, So I felt like whenever I walked that track or ran that track, I was fine because I wasn't the type of person these rapists were looking for.
Right.
You know what I mean? I felt like I was a queen, and I was extremely beautiful, and they weren't looking for me because everybody they were raping were drug out. Understand what I'm saying? This is how I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But little did I know that particular day was my day. That was my day to be gang raped and murdered. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman just showed up out of nowhere and wanted to walk with me, and she started talking to me, and she started quoting all these quotes that my grandmother and my great grandmother and my great aunts and then would quote. And I was like, God, my aunt says that. My grandmother says that. My great grandmother says that. And I'm like, do you know them? Because I was all puzzled and baffled, and then she put her hand on my wrist and she said, look at me, look at me, and suddenly my breath, she took my breath away, and I felt like, oh my God, to me. And I finally realized that they
Mm-hmm.
sent her, you know, and I listened to her, and I was like, oh my God. And, that scared me for many years, just the thought of it. And I didn't talk about it for a long time because it
Getting
scared
chills right now, and I already know the story.
me. Yeah, it took my breath away. She said, honey, you don't pay attention. You just jump out of your car and you jump out of here and you just walk into things. And that was because I had gotten so adapted to that area, just being infested with drugs, and just walking amongst zombies. You know what I mean? It had gotten that bad and that thick. So when you walked out your front door, you walked here, you walked there, you just jumped out the car. You really didn't look at anybody because it didn't really matter where you. So yeah, I got used to it, But that day, it just opened up my eyes because I was like, oh my God, She says, yes, yes, pay attention. She said, look at me. Don't look at them. Don't look at them. The three men that were left on the track that all had hoodies on. They were all in different areas of the track. And they were in different areas because that's how they were going to get me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they were going to get me the next time I walked around the track. But she came out of nowhere. And she told me, she said, don't look at them. She said, walk with me, just walk and look at me. And she told me everything that I was doing wrong. She told me everything, just everything. She told me what they were going to do to me, and they were going to drag me back there, and they were going to not just rape me, but kill me. Yes. Yes. And she said, she said, if you could ever help anybody, help them. And I remember my grandmother always said that. like I said, she was quoting all of them. She was just
Yeah.
quoting them. She was
Let
just
you
saying
know.
things that they would, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, yeah. So she was my spirit guide. Don't be
Mm.
sorry, just read books. She saved me that day. She saved me that day because I was going to be raped and murdered, and this woman came out of nowhere. And just like she came out of nowhere, we walked off the track together, and I got in my car. She said, will you be here tomorrow? And I said, yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. She says, I'll see you tomorrow, at 10 o'clock. You know, when I got in my car and started it up and looked in the mirror, she had gone, and I didn't really get it, even though I kind of sort of got it. The next day when I showed up and it was sleeting outside and I'm waiting for her, and I was like, I'm just going to cancel, but I'm going to wait anyway, and the more I sat there and I waited, I was like, she's not coming. I said, she's not coming because she's not real, and then that particular moment, I realized that, what I had realized the day before. She was sent to me by my elders and my ancestors. She saved me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. And I'll never forget it as long as I live. And I will always tell that story because it's a true story.
Yep. And I will never forget it.
Yep. I can even tell you the positions these guys were in.